that was pretty ominous to start. Let's hope that the stream actually goes all right. It was failing to connect to the server for a second there. So let's send out Twitter, get our bot in here, and then we will end with Discord, which I did not set up like I normally do. All right, there we go. So we should be good. Hello, everyone. This is Chris Ingerson, and it is June 14th. And this is the June 14th TextQuest Devstream. So, today we are going to be getting back into our combat system refactor. Specifically, I would like to start with. Let me get the actual test stuff set up. I'm messing with some parsing going on here because I was having trouble apparently with my items being updated. Let's go ahead and collapse all this. Collapse that, and we'll go ahead and collapse all you. We'll figure that out later off the stream. And here we are, test. So currently, our combat test scene is purely a combat scene. It's not, you walk around outside of combat, then you hit something, and then you transition to combat. We need to set up that actual transition. And the reason we need to set that up is because today I would like to focus on getting combat to affect out of combat areas. So basically, think about it as doing something specific inside of combat can have consequences for something outside of combat. Which reminds me. And that could be something as, straightforward as you hit the enemy. And when you kill the enemy, maybe they get punched through a wall or something, and then maybe that opens up the wall. Sorry, need to take a drink. But really, it could be anything. It could be, a way of opening up an alternate route to someplace. It could be a way of basically finding a hidden treasure, maybe. There are a lot of things we can do with it. And of course, the reverse is also something that I would like to take into account. So doing things outside of combat might open up new options inside of combat. So I'm going to say that we need to, one, make a new scene. And I'm going to save this out as, I guess, out of combat. Go ahead and save that. And let's collapse all of our TextQuest stuff. We'll drag this up to here. Okay, and this is going to be pretty basic. Let's go ahead and create. Well, let's do a couple of things. Scroll down to TextQuest. We'll grab our player prefab, throw them in here. We will go ahead and create a plane, or I guess a quad, doesn't really matter. Except quads face forward, because of course they do. Okay, fine, we'll make a plane. We'll be nice, Unity. Plane. Cool. We will also give this our materials. Let's go ahead, and I think we call it, it's grid. It's just a nice default material to use because it gives us a nice sense of scale. Oh, and of course it positioned that somewhere weird. All right, so we have this. Now let's go ahead and... Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I wonder if I should go ahead and just make a... Wow, that is horrendously blown out. Go ahead and delete that. I'm going to switch over to my Pro Builder dev window. Assuming that I didn't crash it. We're just going to go ahead and model a really, really, really basic room that can have certain, that'll be good for our tests. So let's go ahead and do a new shape. We'll start with a plane. Let's go ahead and grab this. We'll zero it out real quick. Let's set it to have 0 segments along there. It's just one thing long. We'll set our width to be, I'm going to say 20 by 20. Seems like a decent sized room. Then let's go ahead and actually, you know what? We will do 2 by 2, I guess. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so let's go ahead and build that. And the reason that I wanted frickin' polybrush, because of course you're still on. Ugh. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and grab out here. We're gonna grab one of these edges, and not that. There should be. There we go. Way to extrude that. Okay. And then from there, let's go ahead and you actually grab all of them. Nope. Ah, that's so disappointing. Fine. I was really hoping that I could just like grab all of them at once, but that's not going to happen apparently. So let's just bulk select. Okay, and then let's go ahead and come out from here. We'll extrude. So that's 4. That's 5 meters up. That's probably about right. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like plenty. And then I suppose we could. That's fine for now. All right. So in addition to that, I am going to go ahead and we're going to model another plane. So new shape. Do another plane. This one's orientation will be forward. No, backward, I guess. Okay, width of presumably that'd be 6 meters ish. Probably, I mean, it's probably gonna be closer to like 6, 6, 6, 6, repeating all that. Which I guess I could test by turning these things on. Let's have you do snapping. Come on, work with me, Unity. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be like 6, 6 thing. We'll do a height of 5. That should be fine there. Okay. We'll go ahead and say build plane. That's good enough for what we need of it. And the idea for this is that it's a wall that we can smash through, but only after defeating an enemy. So, we have that. Let's go ahead and move our hero a bit into about here. We're going to dim our intensity here to like 0.75. Interesting, we're getting shadow artifacting, which is not great. So let's go ahead and say hard shadows, which hilariously enough does fix it. And guess we could leave it like that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Let's see here. I think that's pretty much all I need, really, for a test area. So this is going to be like our kind of battleground. We'll have a little template enemy over here, and when you beat it, it will smash through the wall, and when you come out of combat, that will now be basically a shattered wall, so we can grab whatever's there. Okay, let's see. Are there any other things that I want to do before I do that? Let me think. Yes, there are probably a couple of things. So I'm a little worried that we're going to spend most of the time actually designing kind of like a fun little playground here. So let's go ahead and I'm going to make one more shape. Technically two, I guess. So we'll go ahead and we'll make a cube to start. We're just going to have that be like right here. Okay. We will have a height of 4. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay, we'll build that cube. And while we're at it, we'll go ahead and build one more 1 by 1 cube. Put that over here. And this is going to be a pretty basic thing. We're just going to put this here, put you here. Are you just seriously not going to work with me here? Okay, let's go ahead and say G. Okay, we're going to shrink this down to 0.25. Done. Move that. Okay. Let's go ahead and extrude up 1. Extrude out to like there, I guess. Probably like that's good. Okay. So we're going to do that, and then I think that's pretty much all we need. Okay, so that should be all we need as far as environment goes. And what this is going to be is this is going to be like a little conveyor belt type thing. We'll run up, we'll interact with the switch, and if the switch is flipped one way, then this cube will move over to here, and if it's flipped another way, it'll move back, and the point being that if it's here, it will basically be in a position where you can do a secret interaction, kick this, that'll drop this to deal massive damage. Okay. So so this battle will basically be a way for us to show that you can do things outside of the world to affect combat, and do things in combat to affect the outside world. Okay. So let's go ahead and close this. We'll switch back to our normal layout. Okay, come on, work with me here. Of course, you closed the lighting tab instead of the services tab. Ridiculous. Come on. All right, let's see. I think we should be good. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop in and run around. Should be fine. I'm pretty sure I won't snap back to world origin. It's entirely possible that I will, which will be funny because it'll probably fling me up into the air and then I'll die. Well, I didn't die, but I did get popped back to world origin. Okay, so pretty basic stuff there. Looks good. Let's go ahead and get rid of the main camera here. We don't need it. We will slide this cube back over to here by default. Okay, and let's go ahead and make some quick organization here. We'll call this out of combat test. That's going to contain everything, and underneath that will be the environment. Out of that will be interactions. Okay. Let's see. So that's where you go. And the rest of you are going to go underneath here, I suppose. So let's go ahead and grab you. Okay. And blah, blah, blah. We'll get the lighting. Because I like to have organization. All right, so now let's go ahead and grab my, do I have my switch as a prefab in here? I would hope so, but I would lose that. Unless I called it lever. It's entirely possible I called it lever. I did call it lever. Okay, well, I'm just going to grab this. We're going to put that under interactions. And let's go over here to F. Wow. Really, I can't believe I went there. What is going on? Why are you so far away? Ugh. What is wrong with me? Why would I do it like that? Okay. Well, either way. You gonna work with me here? come up to here. We'll just go ahead and put this on the side column here. Okay, looking good, looking good. Let's see. Combinable switch, huh? I wonder if I should. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Oh, that's nice. It's also all kinds of borked because it's using the old stuff. That's funny. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and update it. So at the very least, it's what we would expect. We'll go ahead and clear that. Okay, everything seems fine. What about our verbs? Oh, good. The verbs broke, and I'm guessing that's because of, yep, that. Lots of collection manager problems and an argument out of range exception because why not? So we might be fixing that first. It's verb 150. Interesting. If not data.value is null or empty, or collection. Yeah, I see. That's why. It's because we're gonna look for that. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Harumph, 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 harumph. Yeah, you know what? Whatever. Let's go ahead and just remove this. We will go ahead and just make a new switch. So we don't care about combinable switch. We just want a lever switch. Let's go ahead and do some basic interactions. Let's see. Collection manager. We're gonna need to come back down here to our test. Let's go ahead and collapse a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna collapse everything, in fact. Create a folder. Call this data. Create text quest. I don't actually know if I put it under here. Data, Markov chain collection, item ID, which probably means that it's now in text quest. Collection, data ID. Okay, we are going to go ahead and just manually add some items, which are not a thing because I don't have the custom inspector for this. Because of course I didn't. So we'll go ahead and have this name be, well, this hash will be something long like that. And the ID will actually be, oh, actually I guess the hash can be 1. And the ID will be lever active. Okay, let's go ahead and duplicate this. So combat lever active, we will have, let's see, we're going to need several different IDs. One will be for whether the lever is active or not. Another will be for if the object, if the crate has fallen. So I guess we'll say crate has fallen. Okay. What else do we need? I guess we'll need a wall is broken. Broken. Okay. Go ahead and go back to normal mode for that. Okay, looking good. Let's go ahead and drag this into here. We'll rename this as combat test. Okay. And now I should be able to come down here. Yada yada yada. Burn info. Don't need to care about that. Don't care about you. Let's go ahead and make this just say lever. Levers. Okay. Text color is default. Ignoring groups is false. Everything's fine there. We'll go ahead and say simple lever. Okay. What's funny is I could probably just write or pull up a new interactions script in Google Sheets to do this, and it would probably be just about as fast. Let's say we'll call this combat lever active. Start index is going to be 0. We'll have to add this active output. Shoot. Right. Of course I did. Let's come over to here. Oh, that is really unfortunate. Really? I don't have an option for this? What on earth am I doing here? Okay, timeout then. Select this. Come over to here. This is a switch object. I guess I don't want this to be a lever switch? I guess I just want this to be a switch object probably. Okay, fine. That seems incorrect to me, but who am I to judge? Alright, let's go ahead and actually, you know what? Nuts to this. I'm just going to go ahead and do all this the way I should do it. Let's go ahead and make a test of this. Where are you? Make a copy. Move this into the test folder. Combat test. Okay, let's go ahead and make a copy. Edit this. We'll call this our combat lever. Okay, and I will have this lever, handle, levers, handles, a simple lever, no adjectives. Okay, burn info. It's not a container, so we can delete you. It's not a torch. It's not climbable. Not a door. Not a lock. Okay, so switch ID is going to be combat lever active. Switch directions. This I'm going to have to apparently go look at my current one for the castle because I've forgotten how to set this up. Castle, lever base combined. Okay. Let's go to... Wow. Some of this stuff is really bad. It's now active, it's now inactive, lever pulled. Okay. Active IDs. Combat. Lever active. We're going to just say, I guess, the object name is active. The object name is now inactive. Okay. So we're not using the switch lever there. Okay. And then I guess we'll check what this is. So we're not combinable, we can get rid of you. We're not a lever, so we can get rid of you. Okay, not a character. We are... This is so weird that I have switched directions. That seems like a misnomer. It's not an enemy. Not an item, or map, or weapon. Okay, but we should be good after that. Okay, so let's see. Pretty much text only across the board here. Let's go ahead and just make these default fails because we don't actually care about them. Same thing. The only thing we really care about is activate, which is not here. Did I make it a hit thing then? What did I do? I did. I just made it hit. Oh, hit and move. That's what it was. Right. Okay, so this is default. So is this. Okay. I believe I need to specify. Yeah. Okay. So we'll say combat active. It's going to be toggle. Go ahead and copy you. Go up to hit. Paste that. Don't care about insults or anything else, so I think we're good there. Okay, so we should be good to copy that. Make sure that the verbs are not completely worthless here. Do we need to specify that? No, that's good. Okay. So let's go ahead and export this. We'll say replace collapse single row sheets, export cell arrays, array prefix. Go ahead and export this. So it looks like we actually are going to have to fix that parsing error that I'm having right now under verb. I'm not entirely sure what's going wrong there, but I guess we'll find out. So let's go ahead, download this. Okay, and let's go ahead and come over to here. Seriously? There we are. Put this in there. Okay. I guess we want to call it switch. That's right. Switch object. It's so weird. I mean, I do have a data ID collection now, right? Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and we will just drag you into here. Hit update. Looks like everything's good there. Equip, I guess we want to check hit. Output text only, combat lever active. We're good, we're good, we're good. Output is hit. Okay. I think we are good. Maybe. Maybe I do actually want this to be a lever. Hold on. So I think I want this to be here because it actually has the directions. Yeah, see? Okay. Also, this is not great. It made the first one lowercase? Did I just type that wrong the first time? It's entirely possible. I mean, even though I never make mistakes, but... Okay, there we are. Let's go ahead, and that's good. Combat lever active. Okay, everything's good there. Pretty much what we would expect. It's so weird that I called that directions. I don't... Okay. So that looks like it's working. I think we're good everywhere else. Okay. There should be a thing that I have somewhere around here that determines which one of these things to turn on or off, but I guess not. That's fair. Do not evaluate. Let's see, lever pulled. That's going to be combat lever active. Combat lever active. These are all fine. MID is active. Inactive. I think we should be good there. Let's go ahead and turn off our armor arm. Okay, so I should be able to now, I believe. I'm pretty sure I don't have to do much here. Right? Not doing anything stupid again. Nope, inactive and inactive. Good, okay. So I should be able to now walk over to the lever and pull it. That should activate it. and I can do whatever I want with it. Make sure that it just goes, up and down. Um, of course I can't. No, of course. Why couldn't I do that? Actually, that's pretty troubling because I totally should be able to. What the? What? Did I do something stupid again? Like, of course, move the wrong thing. Jeez. Love. I was terrible at this. And that's why I checked off replace existing files, because I always do something stupid. Explorer. But at least the actual iteration time on downloading these JSON files now isn't too terrible. Show folder. Okay, let's try this again. And I guess I should probably go ahead and move these things around so that they're closer to world origin. Mostly so that I can not constantly have to walk as far. Right about there. Yeah, that looks good. Right there. Okay. Making sure my mic still works. Okay. Oh, you son of a... Oh, I know why. Let's go over to here to our model. And I don't believe... Oh no, that's interesting. That's interesting indeed. Combat lever active, do not evaluate. Let's see here. You never get off the ground. No, that can't be right. Huh. Well, let's try this. I want to make sure that it's not getting shoved somewhere weird. I'd totally not put it past it to do so. So it's in the inactive state currently. And if we say pull... Okay, so it's not listening, I don't think. Let's go ahead and go to our castle lever modal. We will go to our debug. Our owner is our castle lever. That's good. But nothing ever happens. Why not? Let's see. Combat lever active. Combat lever active. We're not doing anything particularly strange here, but it's not actually doing what I would expect. No errors. Okay. Well, this is interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Excuse me. On data updated. Blah, blah, blah. Start for each new listener and listeners. Override target does not equal null. Targets dot add. Owner as interactive object. That's fine. Module var listen type bool. So interesting. Is it? Well, nope. Those IDs should be correct. Okay. Why? Why would you not work? Let's go to definition. Verb.output ID. Ah, could that be why? Let's see. Comment lever active. I suppose we'll go to. Oh, freaking. Yep, that's why. It's because I forgot all of the move stuff was set up under select. So of course, select has its output ID set up, but it does not have this one. Of course. Jeez. Toggle. Freaking ridiculous. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that again. Because of my own stupidity. Again. Okay. There we are. 45 minutes in. Well, closer to 40. And we have a lever getting pulled, which is not at all what we were setting out to do today. Although I guess it will have some bearing, because when we make the combat scene, which will be essentially the same scene, in fact, I'll probably cheat and have it literally be the same scene, that lever will, of course, have its position reflected. So if it's down, then in combat it should be down, and if it's up, then in combat it should be up. Okay, so next thing, real quick, I'm just going to write a one-off script to move this cube to this position if the handle has been pulled, and move it back if it's inactive. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and create folder test scripts combat cube. Ah, dang it. I forgot to do that last night. I forgot to reset my script stuff, so now it's all the defaults. Boo. Now I gotta do all the fun namespacing. Using sleepyowl.common. Actually, I guess it would be .textquest. Wow. What is up with this spacing? Oh, and not using its namespace. Sorry everyone. Okay, so for this, we're gonna go ahead and just say public. I'm gonna be lazy and not bother with serialized stuff. So we're gonna say public interactive object. We'll say lever. And we're just going to say private void start. Then above that, private void on. Actually, let's go ahead and just get rid of that. We're going to say lever dot on. Right, verb success plus equal tab. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. Oh, right. We'll say on verb success, I guess. Okay. Get rid of you. Move up to here. Okay. Change this. And then we'll have public transform active position, public transform inactive position. All right, so we're just going to say if verb dot output ID is not equal, that's dot ID, right? Data ID dot none. Okay, and we're going to say if session dot get bool verb dot output ID, and we're going to do something else. Doesn't really matter because we don't really care about it, but I guess I guess I should do that. So we'll go ahead and say public.id target ID. Got the hiccups from nothing. So instead of does not equal none, we'll say equals target ID. Okay, then we will go ahead and say session.getBool. If that's the case, then we'll say transform.position is equal to active position.position. Otherwise, we'll say transform.position is equal to inactive position.position. Okay, pretty good there. So let's go ahead and just let that compile. Oh, and I suppose we'll go ahead and do this. Data ID destroyed ID is equal data ID dot none. We'll go ahead and come down here and we'll say if session dot get bool destroyed ID else. So if it's destroyed, we're just gonna destroy this thing. So destroy game object with a lowercase g. And if it's not destroyed, then we're gonna want to actually set up our listener and all that. So we'll let that compile. Of course, some of them are Mac scripts and some of them are Linux and line endings, because it wouldn't be Unity otherwise. So let's go ahead and double click on that. Come on. Come on, Unity. I believe in you. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab our cube here. We'll put the combat cube script on that. Well, did it right at the perfect time, so I'm going to go ahead and just take a drink. Alright, so target ID is going to be combat lever active. Our lever is here. We don't have active positions yet, and I also actually need to go ahead and go down to here. We're going to add a fourth one. Let's go to debug. We're going to change this to 4, and we're going to say, oh wait, no, I don't need to do that. Why would I just need 3. Because I already have the crate has fallen, and that's what I want. So we'll change this to crate has fallen. Okay. We'll say crate. Oh, and you know what? Why not? You know, I actually don't know which one is which. I guess it would be this. So there's our wooden crate. That can be our crate that we use. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this. This is going to be our crate positions. Okay, go ahead and put you here. Let's say inactive. Okay. Let's debug you, or not debug, duplicate. Active. We will go ahead and move you to here. Turn that off. Let's go to our crate. We're going to go ahead and remove you because it doesn't actually need a collider. Inactive position, active position. Okay. So that should set that up. So we should be able to now go up and interact with our lever. When we pull it, it should move the crate to its active position. When we flip the switch back up, crate should be at its inactive position. So pull. Perfect. Pull. I'm liking it. It's amazing. It works so well that it didn't even have to move. Okay. Well, actually, hold on. Timeout, timeout, timeout. Is it because no errors? Game manager. Yeah, okay, it's probably because of that. Let's try this again. That might just be because session didn't exist. Although it probably spawned game manager now that I think about it. So pull. Oh, good. Well, that's why I can't have nice things. I suppose let's confirm that it actually is happening. So if we get bool destroyed ID, destroy, otherwise, okay. So we'll say debug.log test. And let's go ahead and say, come on, work with me here, plus verb.output id.name. And that should work. Let's find out. Not really sure why it's giving us issues here. Shouldn't be positioning problems. They're not the same object. So let's go ahead and pull combat lever active. So it is getting there, but it's not. Maybe it's not getting to here. Bug.log test. Also, I'm going to be really mad if I did that again and did something stupid. Come on, Unity. Compile. Not a big fan of the long compile times. Shockingly enough. Actually, seems to drive everything to make it just last a little too long. Okay, so select is interesting because it tells us you can't do that. Move to combat level active. Data value toggle. Interesting. Okay, I guess. And I suppose, why don't we also go ahead and do this, plus this, plus session.getBool verb.output ID. I don't know why I did that, because that's just going to make it take longer to compile. I mean, I'm wondering if it's just that it's false all the time. That would be weird. I mean, I can't. Seriously. There we go. Also, I do kind of find it funny that we haven't even gotten to what the main thing today is going to be. Like, we haven't even started touching code for it yet. Ugh. But to be fair, there is a fair amount of setup that we needed to do. So clear all this. And now we should be able to test it. At the very least, it'll let us know. Because it is passing an ID, and it is passing, you know, pull. So, why aren't you moving then? Interesting. Did I give it the wrong ones? Active is there. No, it's just move. Oh, wait. Don't tell me it's... freaking Pro Builder. Of course. It's because it was static. Duh. Static objects don't move. I forgot that Pro Builder marks its objects as static. That's what I get for making a Pro Builder cube instead of a regular cube. Yep, that would, yep. Okay. All right, well, we got that working at least. Also, just going to go ahead and slide this over by like that, just so that it actually looks like it's over. It's going to kind of like hang over precariously. All right, so that is the environment set up. Now we need to set up an enemy real quick. And I guess we'll go ahead and do this. I don't think we need Game Manager in here. I will call you. I guess it would be the troll. Let's just go ahead and pull it in here. There's no real reason not to. Troll, 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 troll. Wow, that's a lot of trolls. I have. Oh, it's in the Atlas? Oh, it's because one's the sprite. That makes sense. I hate how sprites show up twice because they have their sprite asset and then the actual sprite that they're in. Oh, I don't know why I exited out of that search because I wasn't even remotely done. I guess it's gonna be under there. Troll pattern. I don't think it's you. Ah, here we are. Sewer troll. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and pull this in here. F. Go ahead and move this. This to be like right about here. Okay, we don't care about any of this. Oh, actually, that should be fine. Okay, object rotation initially enabled is going to be false. Enemy info is what I care about. Combat level, of course. So I need to change that a little bit. Just so that this fits and doesn't go to our old combat system. Enemy ID is sewer troll, that's fine. Combat level, I guess. Do I have... I don't have any other combat levels. Of course I don't. Well, let's just go ahead and use a level that we know doesn't exist. Defeated ID, troll defeated, troll scared, we don't care about that. Combat music, that's fine. Okay. Cool, cool. And real quick, I'm going to make sure that I don't grab combat level for some weird thing. I'm pretty sure it just loads the level that it's going to. Yeah, okay. Load combat scene, which should just pull from combat. Start, go to definition, get level name. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll say, one, I'm going to have to add these current scenes to our build settings. But two, I am going to have to also go to scene loader, level names, go to here real quick. Let's add a new one. We have this as magma guard tower. Is that what I made it? Bar. Bar. This is going to be out of... It's not quite right. That's a lie. Okay. I'm actually going to need two of these. And so we're going to call the bar out of combat. Or no, we'll call the bar combat, and we'll call the shop out of combat. Okay, next, I guess we're going to want to just duplicate this scene for the time being. Too many folders are open. Don't need any of you. Don't need any of you. And we're going to say, get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. Here we are. So we're going to duplicate out of combat. We're going to call this in combat test. We'll call this out of combat test so that it's accurate. Okay. Back over to here. Grab our scene loader. Grab you. Okay, so you're going to be caves. Oh, good. It's because... Wait, really? So do you just not refresh? Well. That's interesting. It's not even correct anymore. Let's subtract you. Interesting. Alright. Well, time to grab you. Let's see. Final references. We need our custom editor. We'll go up to here. I'm assuming that's because I have generated those names already? Question mark. Draw element, create. Okay. Reorderable list, levels, serial. Oh, right. Well, a couple of things I can do, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and copy you. Not that it really matters here, but might as well start that. File name is equal to something else. Menu name is equal to this. Hold on. Okay, this will be names. That's just purely so I can reduce having this in there, or get rid of that. So minor optimization, well, not really optimization, minor changes at least. And these are level name infos, which that's the thing I'm going to need. So let's go to custom property drawer. Really? Definition then. Scene name, there it is. Do I really not have... I could have sworn that I made this not be terrible. If I guess I just did it once. Okay, why would I do... of course. Well, let me think. I guess what we would want to do is on enable here. So let's go ahead and say private void. Ooh, we don't get on enables for this. Fair enough then. So we're just going to go ahead and say if scenes.length does not equal editor build settings dot scenes dot length, then we will initialize scenes. Okay. Okay, so that should appropriately regenerate them now instead of just awkwardly having them be stuck every time you have to recompile. Oh, I guess that's probably why I didn't do it, because the name regeneration would have happened if I had to recompile scripts, because I made this static. But this is a better way of doing it anyway. So now these should instantly refresh. Actually, it's probably going to set it to the wrong thing, but yeah, that's fine. So we're going to go ahead and say the shop is our out of combat test, and oh, of course, I need to add my scene in there for the in combat test. Put that in there. Ooh, interesting. And now it doesn't want to do that, so let's go ahead and maybe I have to save. Huh. Really? You're going to be like that? That is hilarious. Except it's not. I can't believe that. Did it not add it? No, it did. Huh. It just doesn't get refreshed. That's so stupid. Okay, well, I can do this. So add 2 comments lines. That should force a refresh. And then I'll actually be able to select it. That's really, really dumb. Like, the stupidest thing I've seen. Let's find out. Stand by. And stand by. Oh, that's so stupid. So regenerate. That's so dumb. Well, okay. So this won't update unless there's a scene recompilation. Well, that's dumb. Seriously? Well, whatever. We'll just leave it like that because that's better. Okay. Let that compile. So now we have our stuff actually set up. Let's go back here to our sewer troll. We'll go to the bar. That's correct. Okay. So, it's unreasonably hot in my house right now. I should have turned on the AC. But I didn't, because then that would make noise. And it's recompiling. Well, at least while it's recompiling, I can take a drink. Okay. Whew. What's really fun is, one, I don't think we're going to get this our initial task completed tonight. But two, this is going to actually require that we have transitions to and from combat, the new combat system working, which we don't have yet. So we're going to do that probably today. Okay. That's all correct. Let me make sure MR shop and MR bar. Okay, good. So in theory, we should be able to hit him, and it would trigger combat, I believe, and it would try to warp us to a level. It would just everything would break after that. Okay, there's transition and that's hilarious. So we still get the combat fade in, but then we get just null references everywhere. That's funny. Okay. So let's go ahead real quick. We're going to go to the next stage. We'll go to in combat test. We are going to get rid of our hero and our sewer troll. And we are instead going to rename this in combat test. I guess this is going to be a different. I should have called that out of combat cube. Ugh. Well, that's fine for now, I guess. Let's go ahead and create a new script. We'll call this in combat cube, I guess. All it's going to do is just change its position based on if the cube here is, or if the handle is active. Which actually makes me wonder if the lever will automatically activate. We might not have to do anything special there, actually. It might just be fine. So let's go ahead and open this up. Get rid of all the terrible formatting. Namespace. Sleepy owl dot text quest. Okay. Come up to here, and all we're gonna do is simply say, get rid of you guys. 2. Public data ID. Target ID is equal to data ID dot none. Okay. Then we'll also say public transform active position, not active positional, public transform inactive position, private void start, And for that, we'll just simply say transform.position is equal to session.getBool target ID question mark active position dot position else inactive position dot position. Okay, pretty basic script. Don't need to do a lot there. So let's go ahead. And I'm actually going to position it at its active position by default. The script will snap it to whichever position it needs to actually go to. But I want to position it over there so I can animate it in timeline a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and we'll say active, inactive, combat lever active, and then we'll remove this combat cube. Okay, pretty good. Let's grab our active position. Paste, oops, wrong thing. Paste component values. We're just going to do that. Okay. So from there, we should. Of course, you're going to complain about the inconsistent line endings, because why wouldn't you? Get rid of you. Let that compile. All right. So from this, we should be able to go back to the other scene, activate the lever, and have everything be in its appropriate position. Although I guess now I've kind of doubled my work, because since I have it positioned here initially, I won't know for sure that that's the case. Let's just go ahead and move it to its inactive position by default for now. I'll copy it and move it back once we test this real quick. So crate. Okay. So I'm going to jump back to the other scene. We're going to activate the lever and then go into combat. And then when we get to combat, it should have the lever be in the correct position and the crate should be in the correct position. So we'll say pull. Okay, so the crate's over there. Let's go ahead and say hit. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Our lever is active. Oh, that's amazing. It's like the Windows screensaver. This is what happens when you don't have a camera, by the way. It's because it can't clear the depth buffer, so it's just everything's on there. Oh, that's hilarious. So, there we go. That's what happens. Oh, dang it. I should have taken a screenshot of that. I'm going to do that again just so I can get a screenshot of that. Because I think that's hilarious. It's actually really a cool idea. I feel like I should mess around with a shader for that or something. Like, because that's a pretty, not like super common, but not, like that's not the first time anyone's ever done that. But that's a pretty nice effect, kind of have an after image ghosting effect. Oh no. I might not be able to. Oh, unless there it was. Okay, I lied. Cool. So everything's in correct position, or in the correct position. That's good. So now we need to transition over to there. Copy component. Component values. Okay. Let's go ahead and move over to here real quick. I'm going to fix that test. We don't need to test those anymore. Okay. So the next thing we need to do in this actual scene is set up combat. And it's going to be pretty basic. We're not going to have any of our branching really. It's literally going to be initial attack and then a secondary attack probably. And the secondary attack is just going to be your final attack. So let's go ahead and we'll keep collection manager in there for now. Go ahead and make a new combat system. Combat system. Combat system. All right. Let's see. How do I want to handle this? Well, I guess first up, I have combat equipment data. Let's go ahead and I might actually jump to our other test scene just so I can pull those characters in. Characters. Did I just leave that on? I guess I did. So we're just going to pull that in. Remove scene, don't save. Okay. Labels, all the attack points are the same. That's all good. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. We'll have characters. Then we'll have cameras. Let's go ahead and create an actual camera to start. I'm not going to care about you, audio listener, that's all fine. We'll add a Cinemachine brain, and everything should be fine there. Okay, so let's go ahead and I suppose... You know what, this is actually going to be interesting because I need to figure out now how I want to frame, or how I want to frame up a combat, essentially. Because in the past, you know, in the original combat system, I had envisioned it as a much more 2D affair, kind of like a side-on view. But now it's going to be a lot more 3D, specifically kind of leaning towards, say, Final Fantasy, where you'd get those sweeping shots of the area. So you might have like the intro camera that's like whoosh, comes down to wherever it is. That was probably the best sound effect I could have made. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. It's also going to be interesting because it'll let me know if my current combat system is dependent on the Z-axis being like the camera's Z-axis. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, though. So for this particular fight, I would say that our troll... Let's grab you. I clicked on it and I forgot that it is a text mesh proscript, so give it time to load. Yep, still loading. We'll get there eventually one day. It's good to have a dream. Okay, jeez. That was ridiculous. Let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and move this to here. And I'm going to say we want it to be roughly right about there, I think. Let's try there. You know, somewhere where it's positioned believably that the crate will fall on top of it, of course. Okay, so next let's go ahead and move our hero into position. We will probably just have them be here-ish. Okay, and I think that's decent. Let's go ahead and see. Caps lock. Oh. It works on whatever's selected. Hilarious. Okay. So there's a shortcut for positioning the camera to whatever the screen view is looking at, and that's Control-Shift-F. But I thought it only worked on cameras, but it works on whatever is selected. So when I did that, the hero just kind of awkwardly showed up here. That's really funny. Okay, so probably, that's actually not too bad of a look. Probably something a little closer to like here, maybe. Yeah, I like that. That's actually pretty good framing, I think. Um, let's go ahead and add some virtual cameras. This tag is main camera. There's a cross scene reference detected, or is that just something that was old? We'll go ahead and call these virtual cameras. And because I've learned it's best to do this, before I actually create my virtual camera, I am going to copy the current camera's transform, because as soon as I create a Cinemachine camera, it's going to do that. Although I guess I can mitigate that by doing this again. Seriously, come on, work with me here. You're no fun. Jeez, you are just the worst. There. You're all kinds of messed up. Let's do a field of view of 60. Far clip plane, probably 1,000 is fine. Near clip plane, that's fine. We don't want a transposer shot for that. We don't care about you. I will add some basic multi-channel Berlin noise. I will say normal mild, which I thought would actually do this at runtime. Oop. Or at edit time, but I guess it doesn't. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we want handheld normal mild. We'll let that. Yeah, we don't get anything from that. So let's go ahead and just hit save here. We'll move our characters under the characters tab. I don't think anything will break by us hitting play. I just want to test the camera shake a little bit. Like 90% sure that it's not going to break. Okay, nice. So let's edit this real quick. And wow, that is just way too much. Okay, so we're going to set that. Let's blow that out to like 10. Wow, okay, too much. That is, cameraman is drunk and cannot focus. I'd say that 1 is pretty good. Okay. So that should be fine. Let's go ahead and... So we'll just reduce the frequency gain to about 0.5. Could probably do like 0.25. Yeah, we'll do 0.25. That way it's not obnoxious. Because I just want it mostly so it's a nice little camera touch. Makes it a lot more... It makes it feel more dynamic when things are just kind of idling. So it's better than having a static image. Let's go ahead. I'm going to call this just idle camera. From there, we're going to want to have, let's go ahead and duplicate this. I'll call this phase 1 camera. And I guess we're going to try to do like here. It's a little bit obvious framing, but I guess that's fine. So that's phase 1's camera, and then we'll want one for, I guess, phase 2. Be closer to here. I should probably actually try to lower it to make it look like the troll's a little bit more nasty. Okay, and that's going to be phase 2. and then we'll say camera dash direct. Go ahead and duplicate this. We'll rename it phase 2 camera crate. Okay, and let's go ahead and move this over to here. So we'll say F. I wonder how I should handle this actually. So in this particular instance of dropping the crate on the head, my idea was you would basically, it'd say start combat. It would take you to this position, and you would choose whether you wanted to go left or right. Well, if you had completed the criteria, you would be displayed like crate or something over here, some weird message probably. And if you had not completed that, then that label would just be hidden, and all you would see is attack, I guess. Then if you choose to attack directly, it would take you to this camera. If you choose to attack the crate, it would take you to this camera. Yeah, it's interesting. So you can see that it's generating noise here for some reason, which is very weird. Let's turn off solo. I guess if they're soloed, they generate noise. That's kind of funny. It's fine, I guess. And then we're going to go ahead and duplicate this. We'll say crate follow. This one actually is going to have an aim, and its look at target is going to be the crate. So right about there, let's go ahead and just tighten this up. And that should be pretty much all we need to do, and everything else is going to be timelines. So ultimate idea is that once you attack here, it'll take you to the crate follow. You'll see the crate drop onto the troll. It'll deal massive damage, and then it'll alert back to its standard one, or the standard position. So let's go ahead and save this real quick. I'm going to stretch. Stretch out the wrists so I don't get carpal tunnel, which probably will happen anyway later in life. But it's good to stretch every now and then. Okay. And then from here, let's go ahead and start setting up our timelines. Let's see. Video. Playable director. We'll call this intro. Then we will have a new one that's going to be thinking things through. Phase 1, I guess, would be what that is. So let's go ahead and say video, playable director. We'll call this phase 1. Let's go ahead and make one called phase 2. And that's going to have 2 different ones. One for direct combat, and another for crate combat. And from there, we'll go ahead and create a new one. We'll call this crate resolution. Okay, and then we'll end with a new. Oh shoot! I'm actually gonna need. No, that's well, yeah. So we need 2 more. We need reset, and then we're going to need end combat. Okay. So, from there, we're going to go ahead and say parent a transform here. We're going to move that to the troll. Troll parent, because it's a good idea, or it's never a good idea to directly animate your objects. It is much better to animate a parent of them. Hero parent. Okay, so those are good. Let's go ahead and hit save there. Okay, so I think I'm pretty good to set this up. So let's go ahead, create folder, test timelines, create a timeline for all of this. And you know, oh, that sucks. But that would actually be pretty cool to do real quick. Okay, so I'm going to call this test intro. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Okay. I am also, just real quick, I think it would be nice if I could just have the ability to right-click on a playable director and then say create timeline and have a whole dialogue for that. So I'm going to do that real quick because I think that would be cool. Let's see, context commands, I believe is what I'm going to want to do for that. So let's go up here to SleepyOwl Soft, Editor, Utility. Dang, that's probably under menu item. Okay. Context. Huh. I guess I don't have one of those for my personal scripts yet. I must have just thought that I had done some of that work at home. Apparently I did all that work at work. Alright, well that's easy to fix. Let's come up here. We're going to add... do I really want to put it on a... I guess we'll do it here. Create C# script, SOS, context items. So context items, there's a way to basically set it up so that when you right-click on a component, you can display a specific dialogue. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to come up to here. Get rid of you. We'll say namespace sleepyowl dot common editor. It's going to be a static class. Static. Don't need any of you. We do need to say using Unity engine dot playables and then using Unity editor, not engine editor. There we go. We're just going to go ahead and say public static void create create and attach create director timeline. Yeah, not the best name. Let's go ahead and we're going to say menu item. And I believe it's going to be context, then playable director, then let's see, create timeline asset. Okay, we're going to go ahead and copy pretty much this whole function. Come down here, validation, bool, true. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and say return selection dot active game object is it's a game object, isn't it? This is the actual selection. Yeah, that should be fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and say we're going to cast. We're not going to cast. We're going to do a get component. Also, hello for support. Thank you for the follow. Although now I'm curious because it says that I only have one viewer, and I assumed that was me. Now I'm super worried that it's not accurate or giving me accurate information. But either way, thank you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and say .get component playable director is not equal to null. Okay, so we'll let that compile real quick, and also I'm going to go ahead and close it because I know it's going to complain about having incorrect line endings, and then we're just going to have to let that compile for a bit. Okay, so I should now be able to right-click and select that option, and it should be grayed out if it's not on. If I right-click on anything other than a playable director. Okay, let that finish compiling, and Shazam! There we go. So we're gonna go to intro here. There it is, and it shouldn't show up for anything else. So, oh yeah, right. I might not actually even need that validation, I guess, because it's impossible for it to really do that. So, get rid of you. Okay. So that does mean that I can do this. I'm gonna say playable behavior director is equal to selection dot active game object dot get component playable director. Okay, so that'll get us our director, and then I should be able to have a dialog for creating playable assets. Although I really hope I don't have to create I probably do have to create my own little thing for that. So once we do that, I'm going to go ahead and say string path is equal to editor utility, I believe, dot file, open file panel, is that correct? Save file panel, there we go. So the title is going to be, I guess, we'd want to call that something like create director timeline asset. Okay, the directory is going to be our default application.data path. That should take us to our assets folder. Default name is going to be just, I guess, new timeline. And the extension is presumably .asset. I guess I don't know that for sure, though. Let's find out. Assets, test, combat, dot playable, apparently. Okay. And that's going to be fun. And then we're going to say if not string dot is null or empty. Oops. Give it a path. We're going to do something. We will say this is going to be the fun thing. I'm probably going to need. Let's come up here. I'm going to say using Unity Engine dot timeline. I also wonder if I can say using Unity Editor dot. Are there playables? Nope, it's just timeline. Okay. I don't know. Timeline asset? Is that dot? Oh, good. There is a create instance. Okay. So we can create an instance of that. Don't need to specify that. Oh. Nope, that won't work. Boo. Boo, I say. Boo. Ah, jeez. Let me think. So we can create it, but... This is why I kept this around. Scriptable. Or did I? Oh my god, I might have gotten rid of it. Oh, how embarrassing. Unless I actually just kept it in sleepyowl.com, which is also possible. Scriptable object. I apparently did get rid of it because I am not smart, apparently. I kept it around at work, but I didn't keep it here. Why not? Okay, fine. So, scriptable object. So, we're going to have to figure out where I want to stick this. I thought to create an instance of a scriptable object. So the problem is I need to create a file of an asset that already exists. So I actually don't want to do that. Instead, I want to move it. Ugh. Let's see. Timeline. Hold on, before I do that, I guess we'll say director dot. I think it's playable asset. Yeah. Is equal to null. We'll do that. That's not what we're going to do eventually. That's going to be our final thing that we do. Playable asset. I guess I don't know what I should instantiate there. I'm assuming it's a timeline asset, but I don't actually know. It is a timeline asset. Okay, good. So we're going to go ahead and say timeline asset dot create instance. It's so infuriating that it has a type, but I can't give it a name? Is this an internal thing? Why weren't you showing up? You're so good. You're so confusing. This is exactly what I was looking for, but it wouldn't show up for some stupid reason. Okay. So this is essentially where I want to do it. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. So let's go ahead. We're going to just duplicate this function for the time being. I'm going to add in a path. Create asset. String path. Okay. Path application. Path is equal to nothing. Then path is equal to assets. I don't need to do that. We can just get rid of you. And if path extension. That's interesting. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Generate unique asset path. Path. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I don't actually want that. I guess we're also going to take string extension. Okay, and then from there we're going to just pass in extension. Okay, should be good. Like 90% sure this is what I want. So now I should be able to go ahead and come up to here, and then we can say scriptable objects utility, which is for some reason, where are you? You have to be somewhere weird. Oh. That makes sense. Okay. It's because scriptable object utility is not in my common namespace. Or not my sleepyowl.common namespace. That makes more sense then. So I guess this is going to be fun. So before I can use it, I need to go fix these guys. Because of course I do. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab this. So we're going to say create asset menu, file name is equal to this, menu name is equal to that. Let's go ahead and copy you, input modifier, copy you, paste that, doot, 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 Okay. Get rid of all this. Okay. So it's going to be a lot of that. Let's go ahead and say create asset menu, file name is equal to something, menu name is equal to something else. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this a bunch, and then we'll go ahead and paste it a bunch as well. All the Markov stuff, which one day we will get implemented again. Oh, don't see that very often. Unity engine, not editor, come on. There we are. Up to here. That should be good. Hello, Sky. Welcome back. Thanks for the host. How are you doing tonight? And let's see. We're going to continue on. Let's go ahead and clear that. And for now, I'm going to go ahead and move everything, or start copying everything over so I can close things and do a clean search. Copy this, paste you in here. I am obsessive about having my spacing. We'll get rid of this. Don't care about that. Should be good. Come up to here. All right. Hello, Sky. And then a bunch of ellipses. What are the ellipses for? Let's go ahead and grab parser commands. Come up to here. Paste that. You finally have affiliate. Congratulations. Now's the time for you to quit your job and put everything on being a big Twitch streamer. This is the first day of the rest of your life. Go ahead and get rid of that. Come up to here. Paste you in here. Custom parser commands. Come up to here. Paste you. Back to here. Oh my god. Of course, I would have to do something like this on stream. I really should have saved this for later. But it's necessary for what we're going to do. So we're copying this. Yeah, already called my boss. That's good. That's good. The trick is you want to burn all of your bridges right away. Like, don't bother thinking about not burning them. Like, you just want to light those things on fire. Because you're never going to be going back there. I mean, if you do, it's only going to be to rub your obscene wealth in your boss's face, obviously. Let's get rid of you and get rid of you. Oh. Using the engine. Okay. Grab this. Oh, this is also going to let me fix some of my terrible setups. Move this. Light stuff on fire. Got it. Exactly. It's the best way to make everyone happy. Okay. I do apologize that right now I'm just doing a bunch of cut and pasting, basically. It's because I need to move a file around, and in order for me to move that file, I need to get rid of any references to it. Otherwise, it'll just complain and cause errors. So, let's go ahead, save this. Come up to here. Menu name, make that SOS. ID collection. Oh, look, I don't even need to use system.link or collections anymore. Hooray. Okay, get rid of that. And now we can do a new search for this. Find all references. List is a lot shorter now, fortunately. Ooh, what are you coming from? Hint collection editor? Oh, that's gonna suck. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna say create asset menu. File name is equal to something, followed by menu name being equal to something. Let's go ahead and copy you. We're gonna paste this in a bunch of times again. So I don't constantly have to retype it. All the way up here. Also, holy crap, it's hot in my house. I really wish I had turned the fan on or something. I don't know what it's like out in your neck of the woods, Sky, but it is terribly muggy here right now. Summer can suck sometimes. We're going to go ahead and copy all of this now. Paste that in. Hold on. It's very Norway there. I assume that means it's fairly temperate this time of year, right? Like, winters must suck, but I assume summer's not that bad for you. Okay, we'll go ahead and go up there. To here. Come back down to here. Markov chain data. Make sure that that was the correct thing. Yeah. It's around 30 degrees Celsius average. Well, that's pretty nice. The real question is, what's the humidity like? Because humidity is honestly what kills me. The actual temperature, 9 times out of 10, isn't really the big problem for me. It's usually if there's like even 10% humidity, I just die. I cannot handle my air moisture. It's murder. I tell you, murders. Copy this. You. I love editing old code in ways that are not actually editing them so much as just fixing it so it's not as terrible. Grab you. Let's go all the way up to here. Paste. Go down to here. Oh. All right, almost done. Almost, I swear. Grab you. Okay, and we're getting there. No reference. Now we should just have editor scripts. Not that many, at least. 10 more. Ugh. Of course. Wait. What? This is an editor that's not a custom editor for anything. Why on earth? Okay. I don't even... What on earth is sentence structure? I do not recall this. I mean, given the amount of effort that went into this, that's something, but what is this even a custom editor for? Type of sentence structure. Huh. Alright, am I even using you anywhere? Okay. Nope. The answer is no. Huh. Okay, well I'm just gonna comment this out then. I don't have any idea why that exists. Let's see. We're gonna go back to here, get rid of you. Let's see where it's referencing this again. Dictionary. Oh, nice. At least these are all pretty easy to do. Let's go ahead and come to here. Create asset menu. File name. That. Menu name is equal to that as well. File name is going to be equal to dictionary. Menu name is going to be equal to this. SOS. Okay. Go ahead and save that. Close you. Get rid of this. Yeah, so I'm not going to need this asset maker class after the fact. I'm assuming that the rest of these are in that. Haha, nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Peek information. Create asset menu. File name is equal to that. Menu name is equal to that. File name. SOS. Ugh. I am not a huge fan of repetitive tasks like this. It's a waste. Also, it's terrible for streaming purposes. But again, kind of mandatory for what we're doing. So, let's peek definition here. Create asset menu. File name. Menu name. View. Move view. Okay. Save that. Get rid of view. Dictionary is good. Okay, almost done. References. Oh, wait, not that. Peek. Create asset menu. File name is equal to. I guess I might as well start doing that. Copy. Menu name is equal to this. Paste that in. Get rid of you. You. Create asset menu. File name is equal to this. Menu name is equal to this. Okay, get rid of you. 3 more! Hooray! Peek. Info. Create asset menu. File name is equal to this. Menu name. Oop. Menu name is equal to you. Over here. Okay. Looking good. 2 more. Peak definition. Copy this. Oh, I don't even need this. Yeah, I don't need these. So I can just straight up get rid of these. Haha! Cool. Now I don't have to worry about them. So get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. And I can get rid of the TQ Asset Maker scripts now. Or script, I guess. Completely irrelevant script. Okay. Now, I can let that recompile, and now scriptable object utility should not be used anywhere. Okay. Good. So let's go ahead and find that again, scriptable object utility. I'm going to move this all the way up here to utility. And now that it's compiled, I have to hold on to this, and I cannot unclick, because if I do, something bad will happen. So not in the parser. I'm going to do that. It's probably fine. So it's going to go under utility. It is a scriptable object utility after all. We'll let that compile. Double click on that to open it up, assuming it gives me the opportunity to do so. We will appropriately namespace this, and I will get rid of these unnecessary comments and if checks because it is no longer possible for it to cause problems. I say as it probably will cause problems. This is now going to be in the namespace sleepyl.common editor. Here, okay. Whew. I think we're good. Create instance. Okay. So I should now, after all of that effort, I should be able to go to, let's see, level name info drawer. Don't need you open. Interactive object inspector will need you open eventually. Level names collection, that's fine. Don't need you or you. I just need this. Okay. So we're going to say scriptable object utility dot create. Are you serious? Are you serious? Why? Did I put it somewhere stupid? Oh, it's because I put that's still under the text quest one. Ah! You tricked me. Okay. Hold on. Ugh, of course. And now I gotta wait for it to compile, which it will eventually do. Come on. I believe in you, Unity. I believe in you. Okay. There we go. So now I can move this up to here. Needlessly complicated. Oh my god, I really shouldn't have done that on the stream. That was like 30 minutes of not wasted effort. Admittedly, it cleaned up my code a fair amount. I probably chopped off like, I don't know, 100 lines of code from my code base. That was no longer necessary. So I can let that compile again. Yes, I know you're going to... Oh, okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. Eventually. Okay. So now I can come back over here. And then I can say scriptable object utility dot utility dot create asset, and we're going to say timeline asset, and we'll give it that sucks so hard. Okay, so string name is equal to geez, you know what, no, nuts to this. I'm just going to pass in the freaking path. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to pass in the path. And I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to rename this to create asset at path. And it's just going to take a path. And this is just going to be a path. That's just going to be the easiest way to do this. So we're going to say... I think I want to say file manager... Oh, not going to work with me there. Using sleepyl.common. I believe I'm going to want to say file manager dot get. Let's see. What are my path options here? Like, yeah, there it is. Get local path. Not quite what I want. I could have sworn that I had a thing for this. Am I crazy? Am I just going nuts? Let me think. Let's see, directory at path. I mean, really? Whatever. This... No, that's not actually good enough. Um, I mean, really, do I not have a, like, or here, assets, which is not a thing, okay. But I do have some projects in here. Project path, substring, oh my god, it's, seriously though? That's so weird, okay, I guess that's because the easiest way to do this is simply to do, well, this. Nope, can't even type. Assets. Plus path dot replace. We'll pass in application dot data path with that. And I suppose because I am quite paranoid, I will go ahead and debug that before I actually try anything with this. So we'll say debug.log. Okay, so that should give us our path. And I can just double check, make sure that it's formatted correctly. And then once that's done, in fairly quick order, we should be able to hook it up and actually get it generating stuff by right-clicking. It's funny because I spent 30 minutes doing this, even though it would have taken me probably about 5 minutes to actually do it by hand. But in the future, it will be better. Okay. Let's just put it in assets. Son of a. So I don't want a dot on my dot playable, I guess. Okay, so I don't. Wow, it's dot playable, dot playable. Okay, so I don't need this, and I don't need this. Okay, so we should be able to go to here, which means I don't need you. And that should, I'm going to say, create asset at path. Okay. I'm actually going to also have this go ahead and return what it creates. Create asset. And then I will say, I guess it would just be return asset then. Return asset as T. So that should work. So I might as well actually have create asset also do that. Return asset as T. Pretty simple get there. And then I should be able to store that now as a timeline asset. Asset is equal to U. And then all I gotta do is just do this. Okay. All that effort. So now I should be able to right click on playable directors and say create timeline asset. And it will create a timeline asset in the project at a path that I specify, and it will also assign it to this playable director. Okay. I think I'm happy with that if that actually works. We'll just call it new timeline, not playable, we're good. We'll hit save. Old value is an empty string. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what I did there. I must have done this wrong. Okay. Really? So the old value can't be an empty string? That's what you're complaining about? 49. No, that's something else. Script logic utility. Huh. So it's create asset at path, scriptural logic utility 49. Path.getExtensions. Path does not equal no. What the Okay, I don't think I need this safety check here. I think that's just gonna cause problems. Okay, let's try that again. I'm guessing that was a safety feature of some kind. I don't know what it was doing though. It was examining the extension? That seems weird. That was a very old script that I got from the Unity community wiki like eons ago. Nowadays it's largely obsolete, but oh my god, yes, it actually did it. Ah! Okay. And that means yes, it works. Oh my god. So much effort. So much effort. Okay. Ugh. Select afted. Oh my god. After. There. Freaking ridiculous. I just. Ugh. So freaking stupid. Okay. So one last thing is just going to be passing this all in with false. Okay, so let's try that one more time. I'm going to try it on the new time or on a new timeline for phase 1. And it shouldn't automatically change my selection because I don't really want it to do that there. I'd prefer that it just creates it and then I guess I could ping it actually. So that probably would be fine. Let's go ahead and say else editor utility dot is it ping? Nope. Okay, it's asset database. Okay, well I'm not gonna worry about that then, because there's totally a way to like. It's called pinging an asset, and it's basically the same sort of thing that you get when you hold on, let's see, Unity editor ping asset. That should give me, there it is, editor GUI utility ping object. It's basically like what happens when you click on something in a field reference. It just kind of briefly highlights it. So I did not mean to go back here. So I'm just going to go ahead and say else editor GUI utility, which seems like a weird place for it. Ping object, a really weird place for it. And I can just say asset. So we'll paste that in there, let it go. So let that compile. Then I should be able to right click this playable director, create a new timeline, and it will appropriately give me it'll ping the object, but it won't change the selection of it. So let that compile. Oh my god. Today was a lot slower than I was expecting. Probably because I got bogged down in some pretty ridiculous details, admittedly. Okay, so I'm going to right click, create timeline asset. I'm not going to call it new timeline with a space, I'm just going to call it new timeline. Boom, boom. Nice. Yes, it works. And I am very excited that that happens, and I think that is a good place to stop for the night. So we didn't quite get to where I wanted to, i.e. getting combat to affect the outside world. But we did set up for it, and we are probably going to be able to rapidly get this set up. I'll actually try to get this basically done over the weekend, just because it really shouldn't have taken me all night to do this. I really kind of dropped the ball on that, admittedly. Admittedly, the setup is all there now, so all that's really necessary at this point is the combat part of it. Okay. Yeah. Ironically enough, most of the notable things that we did today were timeline related. Like the fact that we can now right click and say create timeline asset. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's a good place to stop for the night. Announcements. We should be all right to stream this weekend. I'm pretty sure I don't have anything that's happening. So I should be streaming at my normal time on Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And that's pretty much it for now. We're kind of in a nice little lull period where I should be able to get a lot done. So, as always, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.